Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're doing Graf Zeppelin versus Enterprise today. We got Flight Control Mod 1, Secondary Battery Mod 2, Concealment System Mod, and then Air Group Mod 3. Loadout, we got the AP bombs, patrol fighters, evasive maneuvers, and then we got torpedo bombers, patrol fighters, and evasive maneuvers. And then we got the Black Friday camo, and then we got the German Unity flag, and then we'll get to the specs here in just a minute. Okay, hit points, you got 52,600, fire resistance is 37%, aircraft, you got the Junkers JU-87C, I think I pronounced that right, I hope I didn't butcher it. Hit points, 3,468, initials 2,900, maximum speed 214 knots, air flight size 2, aircraft per squadron 8, detectability range is 9.3 kilometers, initial is 10, bombs per plane is 2, bombs per attacking flight is 4, that's not very many. Bomb damage 4,800 per bomb, initial is 4,000. Armor penetration 340 millimeters, initials 318. Aircraft maximum flight range is 31 kilometers. Air attack mode duration 6 seconds. Starting aircraft on deck is 12, maximum aircraft on deck 16. Restoration time 31 seconds, initials 37. Aircraft per restoration is 1. Max inner dispersion ellipse is 70 by 87 meters. Max outer dispersion ellipse is 112 by 140 meters. And then minimum inner dispersion ellipse is 35 by 44 meters. Minimum outer dispersion ellipse is 5670 meters. Chances of hitting inner ellipse is 75%. And then for the torpedo bombers, you got the same plane. Hit points 2,636, initial is 2,450, maximum speed 219 knot, top speed, attack flight size is 3, aircraft per squadron is 9, detectability range is 10 kilometers, torpedoes per plane 1, torpedoes per attacking flight is 3, maximum simulated damage is 5,351, initial is 5,195, torpedo range is 6 kilometers, torpedo speed is 60 knots, arming distance is 594 meters, aircraft maximum flight range is 29 kilometers, and then attack mode duration is 10 seconds, starting aircraft on deck is 14, max aircraft on deck is 18, aircraft restoration is 27 seconds, and then 1 aircraft per restoration. Secondaries, you got the dual purpose 150s, 6 mounts, 2 guns in each, 6.6 kilometer range, 4.3 second reload time, shell grouping is 1, max range, vertical dispersion and horizontal dispersion is 82.8 meters, initial is 94.2 meters. Medium max range vertical dispersion is 49.7 meters, horizontal is 49.7 meters, initial is 56.5. Max HE shell damage 1200, muzzle velocity is 900 meters per second, fire setting chance 5%, armor penetration 20 millimeters. And then you also got the 150 millimeter. This is on the Tier 7 German destroyer, the heavy destroyer. 8 mounts, 2 guns in each. And then 6.6 kilometer range, initial is 5.5, reload time is 9.1 seconds, shell grouping 1, max range vertical dispersion is 82.8 meters, and this is the same for horizontal, initial was 94.2 meters. Medium max range vertical dispersion is 49.7 meters, initial is 56.5, horizontal is 49.7. Maximum HE shell damage 1700, muzzle velocity is 875 meters per second, fire setting chance 8%, 38 millimeters armor penetration for your AA. You got the 37mm, 11 mounts, 2 guns in each, 248 damage per second, firing range is 3.5 kilometers. You got the dual purpose 105s, 151 damage per second, 4.5 kilometer range. And then you got 20mm, 7 mounts, 4 guns in each, 112 damage per second, 2 kilometer range, maneuverability 32 knots, turn circle radius 1,140 meters. Rotor shift time is 13.7 seconds, engine spool up time 23 seconds, reverse engine spool up time is 11 seconds, engine power multiplier speed threshold is 7 knots, reverse is 11 knots, concealment. Detectability range by sea is 12.3 kilometers. After firing guns is 12.3 kilometers because you don't have any guns except secondaries. Detectability range after the ship is on fire is 14.3 kilometers. Detectability range by air is 9 kilometers. And then when the ship is on fire, it's 12. Guaranteed is 2. After firing and smoke is 2. Armor, you got a 40mm bow underneath the waterline. You got a 21mm bow, 25mm belt on the bow, and then you got a belt behind the bow, connected to the ship. It's 20mm by 60, 21mm deck in the front, 40mm stern section underneath the water. You get an 80mm belt on the stern, 21 by 60mm deck, and then your stern itself is 21mm. And then you got that same plate between the stern and the rest of the ship, 60mm. And you got another one behind that, 20 by 60mm. Side plating for torpedo protection is 21mm by 25mm. And then the top side plating is 13mm. And then the side plating is 13mm. Auxiliary room armor, you got 9mm by 60mm. And then aftward, so in the rear of the ship is 20mm by 60mm. And then it's the same in the front, 20 by 80mm instead of 60. And then the plating on the side of the whole ship is 21mm by 100mm. And then the vital parts of the ship, 20mm by 60. For the citadel in the rear and the front, 40mm on bottom. And then 40mm on the citadel deck, torpedo bulkhead 20mm. Fast aircraft with above average speed, precision bombs, aircraft with high precision bombs, AP bombs, a high-speed aircraft carrier armed with numerous secondaries and dual-purpose guns. She had the most powerful propulsion among all the German Navy ships. The carrier was never completed due to German shipbuilding program. Priorities changed during the course of World War II. Year design 1936. Sorry, I can't speak today. Hans Geisler. Inspirations is Asher Lane Formidable and Captain Picard. Swatting at flies, one-way ticket, or you could go with dark silhouette, out of sight, and then heavy consequences, and then corkscrew. That's my build for Graf Zeppelin. I don't have Hans fully upgraded yet, but I'll have him level 16 soon. Then we're going to go to Enterprise. We have Flight Control Mod 1, Air Group Mod 2, Concealment, and then Air Group Mod 3. Loadout is the same. You got the AP bombs, torpedo fighter. I've got the USS Enterprise skin from the Star Trek update, but for this demonstration I'm going to go ahead and use the standard camo. Got the Pearl Harbor flag. Specs: survivability 51,400, a little bit less than Graf Zeppelin. Torpedo damage reduction is better though, 28%. Fire resistance is better, 37%. Aircraft, you got the SB-2C Helldiver. Hit points 3,436. Initials 2,800. 163 knot top speed, so slower aircraft. Attack flight size is a little bit bigger, 3. Aircraft per squadron is a little bit bigger, you get 9 instead of 8. Detectability range is 7.4 kilometers. Bombs per plane is 3. Wow. Bombs per attacking flight is 9, so it's a lot more. Bomb damage 3,450. Initials 3,350. Armor penetration is a lot less, 249 millimeters compared to, I think it was 340 millimeters of Graf Zeppelin. initials 235 millimeters. Aircraft maximum flight range 38 kilometers. Air attack mode duration 7 seconds. Starting aircraft on deck 14, maximum 18. Restoration time 27 seconds. Aircraft per restoration 1. Max inner dispersion ellipse 76 by 302 meters. Max outer is 100 by 400 meters. Minimum inner dispersion ellipse is 38 by 151 meters. And then the minimum outer is 50 by 200 meters. Chances of hitting inner ellipse is 75%. Then the TBF Avenger dive bomber or torpedo plane. Hit points 2,879. The speed is the same. The air attack flight size is 3. Aircraft per squadron is the same, 9. Detectability range is 8 kilometers instead of 7.4. Torpedoes per plane is 1, 3 per flight. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Maximum simulated damage is 5,839. Torpedo range 4 kilometers. Torpedo speed 44 knots. That's godly slow. It's just like Sims B. The torpedoes suck. Arming distance is 444 meters. Aircraft maximum flight size is maximum range is 36 kilometers. Attack mode duration 10 seconds. Aircraft on deck is the same, 14 and 18. Restoration time is the same, 27 seconds. And then aircraft per restoration is 1. For secondaries, you got the 127mm Mark 24s, 8 mounts, 1 gun in each, 5 kilometer range, 6 second reload time, 1 shell grouping. Max range vertical dispersion is 315 meters. Horizontal is the same. Medium max range vertical and horizontal dispersion is 189 meters. HE shell damage 1800. Muzzle velocity 792 meters per second. Fire setting chance is 5%. Armor penetration is 21 millimeters. AA defense, you got the dual purpose 127s, 92 damage per second, 5 kilometer range, 40 millimeter Bofors Mark II. 6 mounts, 4 guns in each, 162 damage per second, 3.5 kilometer range. 40mm Bofors Mark I, 8 mounts, 2 guns in each, 216 damage per second, 3.5 kilometer range. 20mm Oerlikon Mark IVs, 50 mounts with 1 gun in each, 419 damage per second, 2 kilometer range. Maneuverability 32.5 knot top speed, 1070 meter turn circle. 13.1 second rudder shift time, 23 second engine spool up time, 11 seconds for reverse. Engine power multiplier speed threshold 7 knots, reversing is 10. Concealment's a little bit better, 10.9 kilometers and then 7.8 for air and sea. We're gonna go to the armor, we're gonna go straight to it. Here we go. Well, in the front, on the bottom, 40 millimeters, and then you got a 21 millimeter deck, and then 16 by 28 millimeter behind that. And then we're just going to go straight to the stern. It's the same though, 21 by 28 millimeter. Then the stern itself is 21 millimeters, and then the rest of this, I have no idea what it is. The deck back there though is 28 millimeters, and then 19 by 102 millimeter. And then the side plating is 21 millimeters for torpedo protection. Armor belt is 102 millimeter. Topside superstructure plating is 13 millimeters, and then the side is 13 millimeters. The casemate armor, the deck is 28 millimeters. In the rear, it is it's in the front, 25 millimeters. The rear is the same. You got a 38 millimeter deck. And then the deck is 25 by 28 millimeters. And then the armor belt is 40 millimeters, so you can ankle against anything. And then the artillery parting room deck is 16 by 28 millimeters. And then the deck above that is 28 millimeters. The flight deck is 25 millimeters. And the deck below that is 28 millimeters. And then you got another deck that's 19 by 28 millimeters. The plating in the artillery room is 19 by 38 millimeters. And then you got more plating at 16 millimeters. And then 16 millimeters on the deck underneath the secondaries. And then another 16 millimeters. The Citadel bottom is 40 millimeters. Citadel torpedo bulkhead 25 by 32 millimeters. In the front, it's 19 by 102 millimeter. In the rear, it's 19 by 102 millimeter. The deck itself on the Citadel is 38 millimeters. That is Enterprise. Pretty similar to Graf Zeppelin, but it's got a little bit better armor. And it's got more planes. But if you know how to play Graf Zeppelin right, you can be just as good in it and do just as much damage, but you'll see in a minute I didn't have a very good game tonight. The servers are crap right now and they kept lagging for Graf Zeppelin. I guess because it's a new ship. For Enterprise it didn't, I don't know why, but I still got some pretty good hits to show the difference. You have to be very precise with Graf Zeppelin or you won't do good. With Enterprise it's more forgiving with its bombs, so you can be a little bit off and still get a good result. Sorry. You're gonna give me something to drink. Okay, that's better. Well, go ahead and go through the rest of this armor. You can look over if you want to. Here's the Citadel components. Okay, onboard factory, higher aircraft restoration speeds, stealthy aircraft, aircraft with good concealment, AP bombs. USS Enterprise, the second Yorktown class aircraft carrier, played a role in virtually every campaign in the Pacific theater of World War II. Enterprise participated at Midway, Guadalcanal, Leyte Gulf, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and more. She earned an impressive 20 battle stars throughout her years of service, which placed her as the most decorated U.S. Navy ship of the war in her service 1938, ships in service 3. Captain Picard is the commander. With inspirations, we have Jerzy Swirsky and Dennis Boyd for detectability range. Base trait, make it so. Then we have swatting it flies, dark silhouette, out of sight, and then heavy consequences also. Or if you want to, you could go with engage, so bomb precision for dispersion, so it does help, but I'd rather have the extra penetration multiplier. We're going to start with Graf Zeppelin today. You can watch here, the lag is just awful. It's really hard for me to get a hit, but when I do, it's very rewarding. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I hope you guys enjoy. You will see I get 100,000 damage gain in Enterprise, but as far as it goes in Graf Zeppelin, I get like 28,000. I tried, but it lagged. I might make another video separately just for Graf Zeppelin to make up for that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by.
first hit. Let's see what this warship can do. warship founded. The engineering crew finished the repairs. Abilities. Fighter returning to ship. Activate fire suppression system. Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes direct front.